Mm.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to People, Their Passion and Purpose. Today is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of smiling. There's going to be a lot of laughing. And Lauren and I are here to bring joy and happiness. Right, Lauren?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So let me introduce you. You sent me a little bio. Basically, Lauren, you are an attorney, an author, podcast host, founder of Law of Happy. Lauren, you also have the following experience and certifications and accreditations. Here we go. Meditation and Reiki teacher, certified consulting hypnotist, certified laughter yoga leader, CanFitPro certified fitness instructor specialist, and you've also trained in theater, dance, Zumba, voice, public speaking, improv, clown, specialized hypnosis, shamanism, and Qigong. Qigong, that's how you say it, correct?
Qigong or
Qigong,
Qigong
right, sorry,
or
Qigong.
Qigong.
So the first thing I have to say is, oh my God, that's a lot of information. So congratulations to you to be able to like take that all in. Wow.
Thank you. These are all passions of mine, different modalities, techniques, and tools that we can use to find relief, feel better. And there's so much out there, so much that is just becoming more and more talked about, practice, which is amazing. And I just love trying different things that resonate with me and then sharing things that work for me with others who can, benefit.
Yeah, who can benefit from it for sure. And I just want to comment like the coloring and what you're wearing and your background and your glasses and your hair and everything. I just like as soon as you came on camera, I was like, wow, this is going to be great. I mean, you really just even bring joy just with your presence, you know? So thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. And it brings, joy and to me. So if it can, thank you.
Yeah, and I'm excited because we're going to be doing a little exercise together too. But before we get there, can we just tell us a little bit about how you started on this journey? I'll call it a journey of wellness, if that's okay. I mean, what else? Is that what you would call it?
Yeah, I like the term
Okay.
wellness. So let's call it that.
Okay,
And it
great.
is.
Exactly. Yeah. So go ahead, just tell us a little bit of your background and how it all got started.
Yeah, okay. So believe it or not, I don't like labels, but I was called a shy kid. I was introverted and they called me shy. I changed that story. I got into theater. My parents put me into acting theater, which was a blessing because that helped me just come out of my what they call shell. And so acting in theater since I was a kid. And also I had met a particular friend when I was in elementary school who was just a natural laugher, would laugh naturally. And children do for the most part, I think, laugh naturally. And so I was laughing a lot with my friend. That laughter helped me so much, just feel better, feel good, and to feel good. And then I think, like most of us, when we get older, we're told, we shouldn't be so loud. I think laughter can, even though it's a joyful thing, I think a lot of adults, parents in particular, can be overstimulated and the loud sounds aren't loved at all times and not always appropriate at all times. So then I think as we get older, we stop laughing out loud or as naturally for different reasons.
Hmm.
And so I realized I had stopped laughing. And so part of my journey in my later teens and my 20s, I was very serious. I was focused on my getting different law degrees,
Right.
just I was in law school and really focused on studying. And then in my whatever spare time I had, I thought I had to meet the right person and have kids within a certain amount of time. Everything was very like I just felt pressure with time and what I thought I had to do and should be doing. And
Mhm.
and so it was in 2006, actually, when I was 26, I had this intuitive nudge to call my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. My father was giving me a lift home, and I had this. It's interesting because I had never called my grandmother from the car before, but I had this nudge internally to do that. So I called her from the car. I was in the passenger seat. It was safe to call her. And I said to her, "Oh, I heard she was listening to her favorite show in the background." So I said to her, "Bobby, we can speak later. It's okay. You're watching Jeopardy." And she said, "Okay, but I have one question to ask you, Lauren. Are you happy?" And I just was that question caught me off guard. I felt emotional all of a sudden and choked up, and I knew that if I was going to answer that question honestly, I would have started to cry, and I didn't want to scare my grandmother, worry my grandmother. So I
Right.
just said, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I realized that I hadn't stopped to ask myself that question. How am I feeling? Am I happy? So when I said mm-hmm to her, she said, okay, good, because that's the most important thing, to be happy. And then we hung up the phone, and that was the last conversation I had with her. She ended up what I call making her transition to the spiritual realm. She passed away uh, shortly after that conversation. Oh, well, I think the next day or the next couple of
Oh,
days. And
wow.
yeah, so it was just a beautiful, I mean, powerful conversation to have with my grandmother. And I was just so happy that I followed my intuition and called her, and that she asked me that question. And that question to me, and I know that the intention of that question was not to was not okay. It was not to say that we're supposed to feel happy all the time. That's not possible.
Right.
We're human. We're meant to. There are ups and downs in life,
Mm.
and we're meant to experience and acknowledge and feel all of our different emotions at various times. But that question was, a general question that allowed me to pause and reflect. How am I feeling within myself? Am I making decisions because out of love for out of what I want to be doing and
Right.
how I want to be living, or am I making decisions out of fear and what I thought I should be doing? Like it just got me to pause and reflect on how I was making choices, decisions, how I was feeling in general. So
Mm.
it was one of my what I call awakenings, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The light went
So
on for sure.
yes, it did.
I also, if I may say, that it's interesting that you had that intuition to call her, and I feel like that in itself is um, is a sign that you were, your purpose is to be doing these things that you're doing, because we have to be able to listen to ourselves, and we have to be able to have that intuition, you know? And I really also, I don't know if you have anything to say about that, but
Oh, yes. Thank you for saying that. And I believe that we all have, people call it, and again, everyone has their own belief system.
yes,
And I'm just speaking from, based on my beliefs, of course. I believe that everybody has, and we call it different things, inner being or soul, or higher being. I believe we all have that. And
right.
I believe we all have access to that and to our intuition. And and it's just, for me, it's about being in alignment with who I truly am, so that I can access my intuition more readily, more clearly, uh, more instinctively.
Yeah.
So it's about, and that's why I'm so excited to be talking to you and to be doing the exercise, like the laughter and the exercises
Yeah.
that we're gonna try, because I find that all will allow us to have access to our intuition more
Right.
quickly.
And I also love when you said, am I doing what I'm doing out of, then you paused and you said love, before,
Mhm.
or am I doing it out of fear? But you chose to say out of love. And I love that because you are about love, loving yourself, loving your world, loving the people around you, right? Loving your family, and loving the life that you've built for yourself. So even the book that you wrote that I did not mention at the beginning, but the book that you wrote that we'll talk about is called You Are Love.
Yes.
So that word is big for you.
Yes, it is. And I believe that at our core, our essence, I believe that everything is energy. And I believe that we're all energy at our core. And I believe that that energy is love. I mean, we're all human. We're all
Mm.
human in this form, in this physical realm. But I believe we come from the spiritual realm, and that our pure essence is love. And I also feel that believe that no matter who we are, no matter what we learn or teach or practice, um, we're still human. And so we can, it's still a practice. We still experience, challenges and ups and downs. And it's just about, I believe, having this toolbox of different techniques and things that we can practice when we are feeling calm and relaxed, that we can then, when we're feeling, let's say a bit dysregulated or out of alignment, we can then choose a tool
Mhm.
to practice to find some relief and
Right.
feel better.
And maybe other words for not in alignment and dysregulated or not regulated would be like anxious,
Mhm.
excited, other ways for people to understand that state that you're talking about, right?
Yes, exactly.
Those words
Yeah.
also work.
Yes,
Okay,
feeling
good.
stressed or anxious. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
stressed, anxious, out of sorts.
Hmm.
That's when you're not feeling in alignment or you're not feeling regulated. So,
Right. And that's normal. And I find so
mhm.
common, and no matter who we are, no matter what we know and teach, I have, days, moments where I'm feeling stressed, anxious, where I don't feel like laughing is an exercise, which we'll talk about. And
Mhm.
I just keep practicing it when
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, beautiful. And so, okay, so you had this intuition to call your grandmother and then she gave you that question and then, she sadly passed away. But you were fortunate to be able to have that moment with her. So where did that take you then in your journey?
That took me to start to reflect more on the decisions I was making and what I was doing. So it's a process. It's still a process. I believe everyone's our life is a journey and process. We're always learning and practicing and evolving, hopefully.
Mhm.
And so I was just changing the way that I was looking at things and making decisions. And yeah, and then in uh, 2010,
Mhm.
I was engaged. I thought I had met the right person, but again, it was another nudge from the universe because I learned that it was not the right person scenario for me, and I ended that engagement, which was a very difficult thing at the time, but it was a blessing. I reframed the way that I thought of it, and I thought about it, and realized that that was another nudge from the universe, getting me to question again, because it's a process. How am I making decisions? Is it out of love or out of fear? What I thought I should be doing, what I thought I
Yeah.
had to do or wanted to do. So it was not the right scenario for me. I ended that engagement and reframed my thinking about that. And it was it was a blessing in disguise because it launched me or got me to an even stronger place, and more joyful place in my life, where I even more started to make decisions out of love and ease rather than what I thought I felt pressured and had to do. So in my 30s, I started to practice and get back into things that brought me joy as a kid, like dancing and theater, movement. Started to do energy work, which I was realized I was doing intuitively as a child, like
Mhm.
um, the Japanese term, would be Reiki, and I became a Reiki master teacher using energy to help myself and others find relief and to relax and to feel good. So I started to do different things to feel joy again, and
Mm.
for self care, and then things that make me feel good. I'm always excited to
Sharing.
share it with others, and that became
Exactly. Right. So you
laughter.
you work with people with these gifts that you have or these intuitions that you've allowed yourself to explore and maybe put words to them like how you felt you were doing Reiki as a kid, but like so this is something that's always been alive inside of you. And it's really such a beautiful conversation we're having about that. Like, and that tool of this is a great tool for people to have, like, am I making this decision out of love or am I making it out of fear? I love that. It's going to be really handy for a lot of people listening, I'm sure.
I hope so. It's what I come back to. I check in with myself, and ask myself, yes, does this, if I do this, is it making me feel good, or or not so good.
Yeah,
And then I
exactly.
adjust. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your book. So you wrote this book,
Hmm.
and yeah, thank you for showing it to us. Colorful like you, beautiful, beautiful color.
Thank
And
you.
so, what was your intention with this book? How did it come along? And I'll definitely put the link in our, in our information when I post the podcast where people can find it. But just tell us a little
Thank
bit about
you.
that, and then we'll get to the happy stuff. The happy.
Oh, oh yes, yes, yes. And
Get
this
to
is
that after. Let's
happy
talk
stuff
about the
too.
book first.
Yes. So I was, what they call I was in my fourth trimester. Well, and so I'm a solo mom by choice. We can talk about that another time.
Hmm.
And I was, so I have twin daughters who are now 4 years old. When they were a few months old, and I was in the fourth trimester, and for myself, I was just not feeling, let's just say 100% like myself. I was just so many beautiful changes, but changes, and I wanted to have a tool or have something come into my life, spiritually, again, from the uh, to increase my energy and um, to increase my energy. And so I put that out there to the universe. I believe in always asking. The universe feels us through energy. It doesn't have to be through words, but I believe that the universe knows what we want. And so I put that out there, that I wanted words or something to boost me, to help me feel more like myself again. And so it was incredible. For the next 7 days, I believe that I was able to hear spiritually the words that flowed to me, through me, and became my book. So it's an interactive illustrated book, and it's meant for children and adults. And it's basically it's the book's message is a reminder of what we were all born knowing, and what children and what our inner child or our inner kid already knows and wants us to remember. And
Mm.
so this is from the introduction of my book, where just the main points is that our happiness comes from within, and that we all have our own internal guidance system, which are our emotions, which um, help us know how we're feeling in the direction that we're going in, the direction, help us let us know the direction that we want to go in. It's a reminder that we are special just as we are, and that our natural state is one of well-being, and we have the ability to create and allow anything that we want to flow into our lives, and that our main purpose in life is to have fun, even though there are challenges and ups and downs. I do believe that our main purpose here in this physical world is to have fun, and like we said before, that our energy at our core, and that our energy is love. And so this book reminds us of all that. And I actually sing this book. I use this book as a type of soothing song or lullaby for myself and for my children. I would sing it to them every night when I was trying to when I was putting them to sleep or relaxing them.
Mm.
Um, and so, just to give you an example, I mean,
Yeah.
the beginning is, you are love and you are loved. You create your own happiness in a special way. You choose thoughts that feel good to you. You laugh, sing, dance, and play. So that's the first verse, or the first section of the book, and there are 7 sections.
So
Yeah,
nice. That's so
thank
beautiful.
you.
That's
And there's
great.
an
Thank you for
interactive,
sharing that. Yeah.
thank you, interactive part of the book too, where it asks, where there's a picture here of two
Hmm.
people
I see it. Yeah.
hugging,
Two people
and
looking for people who are listening but not watching. Yeah.
oh yes,
And there's a space on top for you to write something in or say something.
exactly. And this one on the first page regarding, letting us know that we are love and we are loved. It says,
Hmm.
I feel love when I,
Right.
and you can reflect and talk about that with yourself or with your child or anybody.
So it's great because it's something that you needed. It's something that was speaking to you. It's almost like, you were looking for yourself again, right? And you wanted to come back home to yourself, but you knew the home might be changing. It's not necessarily going to be the same one. And you sounds like you kind of wanted to, make space for that and get to know that new feeling, that new energy that you're talking about.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you for for saying it the way you said it. It's exactly how it feels. And also, in alignment with that, I was inspired by my twin daughters who had just recently come into the world, and also this book was also inspired by my maternal grandparents who were Holocaust survivors. And they went through, of course, trauma, but I always knew them as people who would um, choose to focus on what made them feel good, what made them smile, what made them happy.
Mm.
And so it was inspired by the twins and
So they
my
were good role
grandparents.
models for you.
Yes, and it was my grandmother
Right.
who I spoke about before.
That passed away.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, that's so nice. Yeah, that's great. And so, just going back to all the tools that you use when you're working with people, these are all things that you did for yourself, that you learned to use for yourself, that helped you tap into yourself before you were able to work with people. So,
Oh, yes, exactly. And these are all
hmm.
tools that do help me because, like I mentioned, no matter who we are, what we teach, what we know, it's I believe, and it's not like a degree where once we, let's say, meditate for a couple of times or practice laughter as an exercise for a couple of times, that then it just stays in us and we can just forget about it. These are practices that I think to keep feeling good or finding the relief and staying in alignment or reducing stress, reducing anxiety, and boosting our feel good hormones and
Mhm.
feelings. I think these are all practices that we just have to continuously be practicing. And so all this to say, yes, these are practices that helped me and continue to help me. And then I just am so excited and passionate about sharing anything that helps me
Yeah,
with others.
beautiful. So, is are we ready for our laughter, or is there
Yes.
anything else?
Well,
Yeah, okay, let's do it. Okay.
yeah. I mean, there's always there's so much to talk
There's
about, but
so much to talk about,
yes.
but we talked about your book and some of your practice. Let's get into the laughter. Tell us how you started with when the laughter part and the how, came into your practice.
Okay. So, I've been in the corporate world for many years,
Mm.
and it's great. And but I realized that it was the days where I at work where I found moments to laugh, where I just felt so much better, got so much more work done, and had so much more fun. And it was interesting. I was in a conversation with somebody where one day I don't know, I was on break and I was speaking to a friend, and I said, I'm not feeling 100% like myself again, or not again. I'm not feeling 100% like myself right now. And she said to me, you know what? Did you laugh today? And I said, you know what? Funny you should ask. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't laugh. And that's why I feel different today because I hadn't laughed than yesterday where I felt like so full of energy and it was like a fun day yesterday. So and what was making me laugh at work was on breaks. I would be laughing with colleagues on breaks, but I thought, okay, so I made the connection with the laughter that helped me feel good. But I realized, wait a second, I can't rely on a colleague to make me laugh every day. It just might not happen. I'm leaving laughter to chance. So then I started to Google laughter, and I remember hearing about something called laughter yoga. And I
Hmm.
thought, my intuition again, I was connected to my intuition, and I said to myself, I hadn't tried laughter yoga myself, but I knew I had to get certified and become a laughter yoga leader
Wow.
so I could teach it to myself and teach it to others. And so that's what I did. I signed up for a laughter yoga training,
Hmm.
and with somebody in the that had been trained by the medical doctor in India, because it started in this laughter yoga movement started in 1995 by a medical doctor, Dr. Madan Kataria, and his wife, who is a traditional yoga teacher. They started this in 1995 in India. And it started off with the two of them. and three friends in a park. And they started off telling jokes so that they can laugh and feel good in the morning, boost their energy and feel good, get all the benefits of laughing. But then they ran out of jokes to tell. And then it got, not everybody found the same jokes funny. And
Right.
so then with the medical scientific research that had been done and that Dr. Kataria continued to do, they realized that, wait a second, we don't have to rely on jokes to laugh. The body cannot distinguish between laughing spontaneously because a joke makes us laugh, or if we're simulating laughter through exercises.
Hmm.
And so he developed laughter yoga, where we're doing different things. We're combining breathing techniques with laughter exercises. We're choosing to laugh as an exercise to get all of the benefits. We're not leaving it to chance. And so we're not relying on jokes and comedy. It's not comedy. And we're making eye contact. We can do laughter yoga with others in a group in person. We can do it virtually like this, making eye contact through. It's a bit different, but we can still get the eye contact here, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it makes connection, and it's fun to
Mm-hmm.
do it in person or virtually. And the laughter has to be, a deep belly laugh from our diaphragm. And so laughter yoga provides us a safe, appropriate environment to laugh heartily, to laugh from our diaphragm. And we're sustaining the laughter usually in a laughter yoga session it's a practice. So we don't want to, you go at your own pace and
Okay.
check in with your doctor if you have any, questions for one's own particular scenario. And don't push yourself, don't force it.
Okay.
But usually to get the same benefits, we want to laugh for 10-15 minutes. But even I find, I do these daily laughter videos for 1 minute, and
Right.
I get amazing benefits.
I have a
And
Go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah. I
go
have a
ahead.
few
Oh,
things
I don't
to
want
ask
to.
you, but go ahead. Go
Yeah, yeah,
ahead.
yeah. No, I don't want to. Speaking of benefits, there are so
Yes.
many
Well,
benefits.
that's it. I want to know the benefits and also why it's called yoga, like laughter yoga.
Okay.
Also, I watch you on your YouTube channel, which I'm also going to put in the link, and I love them. Like I open
Thank
up
you.
my TikTok. I almost only have TikTok for you, and because we started talking, and it always puts a smile on my face. Your creativity is so fun, so funny, so cute, so playful.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, so it really, people have to watch it. So I'll definitely put the link there. So tell me a little bit about, first of all, the benefits of laughing.
Okay. So many benefits for the mind, body, spirit. We'll focus, with the body, it increases the oxygen to our body. It helps us get rid of stale air that needs to come out. It
Mm,
increases blood circulation. It boosts and improves our immune system. It lowers blood pressure, lowers cortisol, lowers blood sugar. So it massages internal organs
mm,
in our body, like our intestines, different internal organs. It's like inner jogging. So,
mm.
it's a great aerobic exercise. So it does so many um, has so many physiological benefits. It acts like a mild antidepressant, natural painkiller. Like it just does so much for the body and mind.
Wow.
I'm also super passionate because of my background and my working with energy about the energy part of it, where it creates more optimism. It boosts our energy, boosts our vibration, our mood, and it increases our. So here's the thing: we're not laughing at a
Tell us.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not laughing. There, like keep going back to there are ups and downs in life. Nobody can be
Yes.
happy all the time, laughing all the time. No, it's not possible. We're
Yes.
human,
Yeah.
and it's good. It's good we're human because that's
That's who
we're
we are.
here. Yeah, it's who we
Absolutely.
are.
Yeah.
And so we're not laughing. There's a lot of it's different heavy challenging stuff going on in personal lives in the world. We're
Yes.
not laughing at anybody or anything or situation, but it's helping us strengthen our resilience and our ability to find relief and to come back to a better feeling place, and so that we can access our light and our love for ourselves, and then be able to share our love and light with the world, because I believe that that's how we can truly help ourselves and
Amen.
others.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's true. And bringing it back to yourself and your essence and we can talk about that for a long time. When this conversation is making me think that first of all, I'm a giggler and if like I could giggle at really wrong opportunities. Like like when I'm uncomfortable, I giggle, I laugh.
Yeah.
And like I could be mad at somebody and I'll start cracking up. Um, I got kicked out of classes because I couldn't stop laughing. I would have these like laugh attacks. Yeah. So I remember now thinking about it when you were saying at the beginning how, as kids, we were ourselves, but then as we grew up, we were told not to, well, not to be who we were. Well, I was a giggler, a laugher, and I kept getting like kicked out of class. So I'm excited to laugh with you. I love laughing. I love smiling. I also believe that and agree with you 100% that there's a lot not to laugh at in the world. But this is again really just to um, brighten up ourselves so that we can come back home to who we are and be the light.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, because I believe that that's how we can really help anybody or any situation is by
Yeah,
sharing that. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, no, there's so much
so
to what you said
much.
that I want to you know
You want to say some more?
yes, and I mean, but I understand what you're saying, that when we feel that we shouldn't be doing something, we want to, or and especially like when I'm putting my helping my twins relax and go to sleep, and I practice laughter with them too, and sometimes like they're feeling giddy or silly, before bedtime, and it's it can, as a parent, or just trying to get kids to wind down and go to sleep, it can feel stressful. We want to get it done quickly, but I know that they sometimes will say to me, oh, they feel like laughing, is that okay? And I'll say yes, because sometimes it sounds like counterintuitive, or it sounds like how can this help, but sometimes when we laugh, it can actually have the effect of creating a relaxation or relaxed
Yeah,
effect on
because you're
us. And
getting it out, like you're getting out that emotion, that feeling, that energy that you're talking
right,
about. You
right.
get it out, so it's good.
Yes. And even when before I meditate, before I take a few minutes in the morning to just meditate, I mean, that term, I really just mean focusing on my breathing, and allowing my thoughts to quiet.
Hmm.
And before I meditate, or take that time to breathe and to quiet my mind, I will do a minute of laughter, just
Hmm.
laugh for a minute. And then I find my meditation part even more relaxing and soothing. So
Hmm.
laughter has an interesting effect on with the nervous system. I find a beneficial
Yeah.
effect. And go to back to my kids, when my daughters will say to me, "Can we laugh?" They feel like laughing, and even though I'm like light thinking, "Oh my gosh, the lights should have been out like now," or
Should
the
have.
lights are out. The
Hmm.
lights are out, but I want them to be sleeping. I'll say, yes, you can laugh, because I know that if I tell myself, tell somebody else not to laugh, that's all they're going to be focused on. So
Exactly.
they laugh, we laugh, and they calm down more quickly.
Yeah.
But where yes, so I'm excited
Yes.
to
One more quick thing before we go,
yes,
because I did ask you also, why is it called yoga? To me, yoga
yes.
is like the going to a yoga class, doing all those poses
Oh
and
yes.
you
So with
know,
laughter yoga, we're not doing the traditional laughter. We're not doing the traditional poses.
poses.
Yeah, not we're not doing those. But it's called laughter yoga. This term was coined because we're combining um, yoga like breathing. We're combining breathing exercises with with our laughter.
Okay.
So it's a mind, body, soul um, experience,
Yeah.
a mindfulness type of experience. Um, like yoga, and we're combining yoga type, yoga like breathing with the
Hmm.
laughter exercises. And I'm going to break down the laughter yoga into the four steps, so
Okay.
that it's easier to grasp and practice together.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, okay, I'm excited. So the first, oh yes, and we're rubbing our hands together. The first part is the clapping. So
Okay.
for laughter yoga, for clapping, we're gonna have our hands be parallel, palm to palm, fingers to fingers,
Mhm.
because when we clap like this, we're stimulating different acupressure points in our hands, which boosts our energy. So we clap palm to palm, fingers to fingers, hands parallel, and then we do this. We're going to do this in a certain rhythm. It's like the cha-cha rhythm. It goes like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're going to combine. We're going to add a chant to this, which activates our breathing. Okay, we're going
Okay.
to say this. We're going to say, I can do it first, then you can do it with me.
Yes.
And I'm going to clap and do this breathing chant. It goes like this: ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And that gets our diaphragm moving, our
I'm already giggling.
belly moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's
So
go. Ho,
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 ha, ha, ha.
ha, ha, ha. Yes. So we're keeping up the special clapping,
Mm-hmm.
stimulating the acupressure points in our hands, and we're adding in a ho ho and a ha ha ha.
Yeah.
In a cha cha cha
Okay.
um, um,
Got it.
beat.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we'll do it again one more time
Okay.
together. Ho
Ho,
ho
ho,
ha
ha,
ha ha.
ha.
Yes,
Good.
okay. Which intuitively leads me to the next part,
Okay.
which is to laughter. So we did the clapping, we did the breathing and the clapping, and now we're going to add in the childlike playfulness.
Okay.
Okay, because it's all laughter yoga is about waking up and playing with our inner kid.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to, this is a cheer that we love in laughter yoga, and I love it any time of the day too. It goes like this. We're going to clap, and I'll go first to
You
demonstrate.
go.
So, okay. Very good. Very good. Yay! Okay, so the cheer is very good, very good. Yay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Got it.
simple, it's simple, but it wakes up our inner
Okay.
kid. So let's do it together. We're gonna clap
Okay.
and cheer together. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good. Very
Very good.
good.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay, that's really great. So that's good.
Okay.
Checking to make sure my microphone is
It's there.
still
So,
on. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, great. And I want to mention too that the very good yay in laughter yoga. So it wakes up, encourages our inner kid to play. And it also often will let us know when a certain laughter yoga exercise is coming to an end. And
Okay.
okay. And so now the fourth part of laughter yoga, of course, are the laughter yoga exercises or games, I
Yep.
call them. So let's do one together. I like to do, well, there's so many fun ones, but let's do the name, the name game one.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go first to demonstrate. So basically, I'm going to say hi, and I'm going to say my name. Then I'm going to start laughing as an exercise, and then you're going to join me and laugh with me or
Okay.
smile. Whatever feels. You can smile, laugh,
Okay.
and we'll do that. And then
Okay.
then it'll be your turn.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, hi, my name is Lauren, and I'm going to breathe in and laugh. Oh, oh, very good, very
Okay.
good. Yay.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay. Hi, my name is Charlene.
Oh my gosh, I know you. Okay.
Very
Very
good.
good,
Very
very
good.
good. Yay.
Yay. That's great.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. So yeah, thank you
Wow.
for doing that with me. You
For
know what?
sure. I have to
And
do that with you. It's
thank
great.
you. So I do this. I do this every day now. But you know what? It's so easy to take this for granted in the sense that I just want to quickly tell you, I forgot I moved about a year ago.
Okay.
And, then I was unpacking, getting readjusted to my new
Nice.
home
Hmm.
place. and then I realized I had forgotten to laugh. I
Mm.
forgot to laugh. So I started laughing again within the last, I guess within the last, yeah, several months now.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so, but before, when I forgot to laugh and started laughing again, it was tricky. I have to say, because I'm always honest with myself and with
Hmm.
you, with everybody. It was tricky to get back into it because I had gotten out of it for a bit. I forgot to
Hmm.
laugh for a bit.
Hmm.
And so I was, every day just practicing. It was also a practice to be gentle with myself too, because it wasn't the laughter wasn't coming as flowy or as naturally
Right.
at first again.
Interesting.
So, but I do these videos online because I made that's why I started doing it online actually on TikTok and on YouTube, and to make a commitment to myself to practice on my own, but then with you guys through the virtual online community.
Hmm.
And then the more we practice, the more easier it becomes, the more fun it becomes. So all this to say, especially when you're just starting out, just be open-minded,
Yes.
if you can, and to be gentle with yourself and to know it's a practice.
Yeah.
And it'll become more fun and easier as we practice together.
Yeah. So, you have a community on YouTube as well.
Yes. So I have a Law of Happy community on YouTube where I post my laughter videos, my clown videos, because I combine in my practice, my personal practice, and then what I share with my community, Law of Happy community, is the laughter yoga exercises and games. But I also combine in improv, which I have a background in as well, and clown
Hmm.
comedy, which I have a background in as well. I combine my different modalities and background.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's laughter yoga and additional tools and techniques. And
Yeah.
it's
Well,
all, yeah.
no, you bring a lot of depth because you have so much training in so many different things, and each thing just brought you closer, brings you closer and closer to yourself. And so with all that information and depth, you're able to share with people and also support them as they do their work,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
To get them to get closer to who they are.
Yes, yes, exactly. And for me, the main thing is just about acknowledging how we feel in the present moment, because however you're feeling,
Mhm.
that's how you're meant to be feeling. And of course, it's okay, and we acknowledge that.
Mhm.
So everybody comes how they are, who they are, where they are,
Mhm.
and then if you want, you can just join our community to find some relief, to feel better, to and to play and to have fun. That's
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So, and then again, just to remind people that you don't only do this, but you also do, other energy work with people one on one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah. Reiki. I've combined also tuning forks, sound healing into my practice as well. So
Nice.
I draw upon and use my different wellness. I call them wellness or healing wellness modalities,
Hmm.
and movement, dance, uh,
Hmm.
improv, comedy. Yeah, different things that we can use and access to find relief and feel good, and work either in a group or one on one.
And so, what kind of like people reach out to you for help? What kind of people, like, what are their struggles? Like some of the main struggles. I don't know if you just heard my door open in my, did you hear anything? No? Good.
Just a
Okay.
little beep, but
Yeah.
nothing
Okay.
unusual.
What are people coming to you with? What are their aches and pains, their troubles, or just some general things that you keep hearing over and over again?
Everyone's different, and everyone's situation is different, and so there can. But I feel that when we come down to it or break it down, I feel that it all
Yes.
comes down to anxiety and stress.
Okay.
I mean, people can have other issues, and be feeling different things and having different experiences. But when the cases or the scenarios that I've been seeing,
Mm.
if people are, because of, let's say, well, of course, a burnout, because if they're feeling, mom burnout, parent, just overextended, overworked, whether it's in their day job. Day job can be, being a parent, doing things at home, doing things outside of the home. We
Hmm.
can be overextended in so many different ways.
Hmm.
Different. Let me
Hmm.
see, conditions.
Yeah, so like
Um,
a basic overwhelm where people get to a point where they're not functioning properly. They're always upset. They're not sleeping well.
right.
They don't feel healthy and like living their life properly.
Exactly. And
Okay.
they don't, and oftentimes they don't know, or I mean, it's important to have, I believe in all kinds of, I believe in having a full wellness team, I mean, it's
Mhm.
important to see if you have a concern, a medical doctor, healthcare practitioner. I'm not a healthcare
Yes.
practitioner.
Yeah.
So it's important, I believe, you have any specific concerns to consult your own healthcare practitioner. But I
Hmm.
believe in having like a team. So, if you can also, if you have a good naturopath, if people believe in going
Hmm.
that route as well.
Hmm.
And then for, myself, from my end, I believe I work with the energetic
Yeah.
um, modalities, and what I see on my end or side is I believe it comes down to anxiety and stress, and finding ways to help regulate or help our nervous system feel better,
Hmm.
get back into alignment, or like we were saying, to use other terms, to find ways to find relief, feel less stressed, to feel
Hmm.
more relaxed, more calm,
Hmm.
more
Hmm.
at ease.
Yeah, so that your life can just roll better. Your days can roll better. You can make better choices, better decisions. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And I find that through choosing to laugh as an exercise, I
Mm.
believe it's like a if quick, fun hack, or way to sort of
Hmm.
to practice getting or to get to that point
Hmm.
where we can allow the things that are creating kind of a resistance or a block to
Yeah.
float away,
Yeah.
and we can allow the more ease and more fun to have access to us, to flow into our lives. So that's why I'm just so passionate about the laughter, because it's like such a cool fun,
Yeah.
silly, or
And
interesting way
creative.
to creative.
You are a very creative person. So, um, it's a great way for you to create, you know? Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
I believe that's what's so fun about being human and being in this
Yeah.
physical world, is creating. I think we all in different ways have a passion to create, whether it's through different forms of art,
Hmm.
um, even like yeah, through paint or makeup, or different
Acting,
acting,
improv, clown, colors,
dance, yeah,
outfits, what you're wearing, costumes.
cooking.
Yes, yes, yes.
There are so
Anything.
many, yeah, sewing, creating outfits.
Creating an experience for
Yes.
people, So yeah,
So
amazing.
yes, I think, yeah, yeah, we love to create, and this allows us to access our creativity.
Creativity. And so, as we're getting closer to the end of our talk today, is there anything, I mean, there's so much to mention. Was there anything really special that you wanted to mention to people, to leave people with a few thoughts, maybe?
I think we've touched upon the main points, but
Okay.
I like to come back to this, and I know I keep coming back to it, but it's so important for everyone to remember, and an important reminder for myself too, because we're all human, including me and everybody.
Exactly.
Is it's to be gentle with ourselves, and to try not, we can't feel happy, or like we're not always going to feel great, and also it's not possible to go from feeling overwhelmed and exhausted to bounce right up to feeling joy and full of energy. It's a I don't know if you've,
Yes.
the emotional scale, where we thought by thought, and we can reach for thoughts that feel a bit better, give us some relief, so we can move up. And that's why move up the emotional scale. So from feeling overwhelmed, we can let's say, do a laughter exercise, or tell ourselves, you know what, we're going to feel a bit better, or I know that I felt better before and I can feel better now. Like just we can play around with different thoughts that could bring us some relief to
Yeah.
feel a bit better. And so all this to say, be gentle with yourself. Know that however you are feeling right now, it's okay. Acknowledge that. No, I did a recent video on that. Like, forgive yourself. You know, we're often talking about forgiving others, which is important. Oh, and that's a whole other topic, forgiveness. I have so much to
Mhm.
say about that, but let's be gentle and forgive ourselves that we're we're not perfect. We're human, and it's normal to feel all the different emotions. So how are you feeling is normal. And yeah, and to know that, and the practice of laughter, or the practice of trying out different wellness tools, um,
Mhm.
that's a practice. That's a practice too. So
Mhm.
and
Yeah, and I'm sure when you work with someone, you see what's going to resonate with them, what speaks to them, and you know, not everybody is going to relate to all the modalities that you
no,
have. It's gonna, you know, it just takes a bit of time to pull it out of the person, right? Like what they're going to be comfortable working with, allowing,
exactly.
you know, showing that person patience so that they can see what might work best for them and
Yes, exactly.
medicine. It's a great medicine.
Yes,
It's
yes,
good
yes,
medicine.
exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Great. Well, this has been really fantastic. I knew it would be, and I was really
E-
excited.
Me too. Me too. Thank you for
Um,
having me. Thank you for this discussion. It's always so much fun for me too. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
great. And so I will put down like all your connecting dots of where people can find you and if they want to reach out to you. And you know, Lauren, you're a beautiful person. You have a beautiful message, and you
Thank
do
you.
bring light to this world. A lot
Thank
of light, a lot of light. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
thank you. And I feel the same way about you.
Thank
You bring
you.
so much light and love to this world. Thank you for having
Mhm.
your practice and your podcast, and for
Mhm.
inviting me on. It's
Mhm.
you're spreading so much love and incredible messages and inspiration to people. So thank you, Charlene.
My pleasure.
Also,
And thank you everyone for listening today. People, their passion and purpose. Another fantastic episode, and we will see you soon. Take care.